So what I'm doing is I'm walking inside because it's nippy outside. Look at this. I used to work in a kids salon. Sure, I'm glad I don't work in a kids salon anymore. That wasn't a high point of my career. But anyway, so I'm walking 2 hours a day, and I want to encourage you guys to walk as well. Not 2 hours a day, because, you know, I'm older, but, you know, get some exercise. So I was reading all the awesome comments, and there was a lot of really great comments. I posted a couple of them on Twitter, but you can read them for yourself easily. But I want to chat about what if the power grid goes out. Well, if the power grid goes out, you can't get in the stores. You can't buy any food. But one of the worst things could be if you live in a really cold region, how would you survive? You want to make sure you could. Those of us in Southern California, we could probably survive the elements as long as the water, I don't know how that would work either, as long as the water, we were able to get water. But one of the bigger issues is food. So you need food and water. And if a lot of people didn't have food, it could be dangerous. There was a lot of prophecy, you know, when I was going to the Adventist church. Don't live in the big cities, you know. I can see that. Most of them lived in the outer regions. And the other thing is, if at all possible, make sure you have a car, a good car that runs so that if things become really bad, you could drive out of the area. And then here in San Diego, we could actually drive out of the country. We could drive to Mexico. Not that that might be any better, I'm sure, but that is an option, you know, to drive totally out of the country if it got really bad. Just as long as you don't drive to a worse area. That's always possible too. You know, we had the big fires, and the ability to drive out of the area. I had to pick one of my nieces up because my sister was at school to inform everyone that, you know, no school. So I posted one of the videos about the power grid outage on my Twitter if you guys want to see it. And so just put it in the back of your mind, okay, if we had some kind of cyber attack. There has been sightings of some strange light, blue light. I don't know what that was, but it's best to be prepared as best as you can, and then stuff always comes up that you didn't think of. One of the things was, important, cash, money. Gas, cash, food, water, a weapon, friends that can help you. You know, if you don't have any friends, you know, and something goes wrong, you know, you're going to be at a disadvantage. Another thing is, I wouldn't 100% trust these churches. I mean, it sounds cynical, but in Africa, and this is recently too, there was persecution of the Christians. I think it was an Adventist, but I'm not 100%. Anyway, they breached him and said that they would murder his family if he didn't tell all of the congregation to meet at the church. So he told them all to meet at the church, and they were murdered. Another thing that is upsetting and not good are these abortions. I think they're in New York, but they're otherwise, because I see videos on YouTube and they're doing these abortions late, very late. I mean, just prior to birth. So what's to stop them from doing abortions, well, murdering right after birth? I mean, where do you really draw the line? There's a lot of bad stuff going on. Also, a lot of the homeless are ending up missing. Most likely they are driven to warmer regions like San Diego, but we had a lot of children dropped off here in El Cajon, and then within weeks they disappeared. My son thinks they went to downtown, not sure, but I mean, like 20 were dropped off. I was at McDonald's and I saw them all over town because I walk a lot. So the homeless are disappearing, and then I saw videos of older women like my age that were displaced out of their apartments, and I'm sure for a lot of them it's not rosy like it was with me, because you know, I couldn't trust those people. Are you kidding me? But you know, what if you didn't have any money, any resources, anyone to help you? And so these women and their videos, I will post one on Twitter. These older women are being displaced. Anyway, seniors. And that was one of the things that was super interesting with the cheap RV living, is these people couldn't afford apartments. Also, in the city of El Cajon, I was really surprised because a lot of these homeless, I mean couples, were displaced and they don't have a car, and then they lost their places. Like, one of the dangerous things, kind of dangerous, is renting a room, because the people can say, okay, get out for whatever reason, and then, you know, they were in back of a Jiffy Lube. So, to all my followers, start preparing for the worst. I mean, don't be paranoid, but store up your food. And what I'm going to be doing is every month, once or twice, I'm going to be buying these big 25-pound bags of food. Last month I bought flour. This month I'm probably going to buy beans. I might buy big cans of milk. So, you know, things that you really need for survival. Also, I noticed they have these big, huge cans of meat, 5 and 6 pounds at Smart and Final. And then say to yourself, okay, what if I didn't have any refrigeration? Then what would I do? I couldn't buy 6 pounds of canned meat and freeze part of it. So, and also when you're in the stores, take note of what other people are buying. Okay, yesterday I bought those 11-ounce cans of bologna. And, you know, that was a pretty decent meal. And, oh, thanks for the comment who said if you put a few vegetables in that soup, that would have been good. So that's a good comment. And so I will be stocking up on some food that I would be able to survive. I'm going to be taking a close look at those food boxes that the government issues. I'm going to be checking out. Now, what I would expect, we've had quite a few of these closed downs where you get the free food. One I heard closed down was the Share Project. You paid $30 and you got these packages of food. I think those are the government food. So I'm going to be working on this. And then the self-sustaining issue. You know, if you don't want to buy stuff, just get dirt outside and get seeds out of your fresh fruit and vegetables and start yourself a little garden. And somebody asked me, did you know you were going to get the free candy yesterday? Well, at the time I did it, I didn't. After I did it, I remembered, but usually I'm buying candy. I'm not just, so I enjoyed the candy too, Bordeaux. So I have to walk. One of the things you want to do is take care of your health and keep a close eye on your money. You know, one of the followers, you know, my followers are doing good, saving $50, you know, eating their excess food. So if you're new, gather up all the food in your kitchen, all the fragments, and put them in one spot, a cupboard. I put mine in a box, and start eating those one package at a time and saving your money. And if you get a chance, check out the Dave Ramsey show. So I'm doing real well with that Dave Ramsey, save $1,000 and then pay off your credit cards. So now I've just about done one lap. So it takes me, so I have to walk. What I usually do is I walk 1 hour and then I take a little break. I get a Coke and then I go to Walmart and I buy a couple things. And so start, you know, checking out what is the cheapest place I can buy every possible thing I buy, and just put it into the back of your mind. Am I sure I could survive if something bad happened, like the power grid went down? Out here, we always got to worry about earthquakes, and I hope to hell I'm not in here when we have one too. The last few earthquakes we've had have been at night, and now I live in, this is a valley down here in El Cajon, but now I live up higher in the mountain type places, so hopefully, but you never know. I had a big fault line in front of my apartment, the last one, so I was glad to get out of there. And I've had a big, so many ton air conditioner over my bedroom, so I was kind of lucky as usual. So, okay, you guys, I will be back with some more cheap food. I'm not saying eat cheap food all the time, but I'm saying be mindful with your food and try to accumulate some food. And then when you do accumulate it, start eating it down and don't spend any money. And you will save money that way. Okay, you guys, God bless you all.